Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I start in the name of God, the most beneficent and the most merciful, and wish and greet all of you with the same greeting that Jesus gave to his disciples. And that greeting is, peace be upon you. So I'm assuming many of you from the Christian background, the biblical background. So when he went to the upper chamber and met the disciples, it says in the Gospel of John chapter 20 verse number 19, the very first thing that he mentioned to his disciples is peace be upon you. So we Muslims, we say we follow Jesus and Moses and Abraham and all the prophets. And we want to greet the way that they used to greet. Every prophet used to have a beard, right? They used to pray the way that Muslims pray. So we say we are followers of every prophet, every messenger. So quickly in the next 5 minutes, what is Sharia? Then I will end the topic, then we can open the floor for any questions, all right? All right, we can feel the tension in the room. Okay, let's bring down the tension, all right? Now, it's a word that means guidance. Guidance. So Sharia means guidance in English language, all right? It's a path towards something good. So Sharia is a how-to manual. How humanity should live in peace and justice. How humanity in peacefully connect with the Creator. How humanity should have wholesome families and best societies. So Sharia is a manual. It's a how-to manual for humanity. The laws of the Sharia, they're taken from the Quran and they're taken from the examples of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. Okay? So let me give this analogy. You know, when a child goes to school, there's a student's manual. When we go to work anywhere, there's an employee's manual. When I started to learn to drive when I was 15, 16 years of age, there's a book in Chicago called Rules of the Road. So that is a guidance for a driver. So I can say that Rules of the Road is the Sharia guide for me how to drive. All right. So Sharia basically just means guidance. All right. Now, guidance or the Sharia was not the first time given by God to Muhammad, peace be upon him. Assalamu alaikum. When you look into the Old Testament, we say that the 10 commandments are the Sharia guidance given by God to Prophet Moses, peace be upon him. So when the first commandment in the book of Exodus chapter 20 verse number 3 says, you should not take any other God besides me. We say we believe in that Sharia law given to Moses, peace be upon him. When the 10 commandments says, do not make any images of God, respect your parents. We say we follow that Sharia given to Moses, peace be upon him, that guidance. When the 10 commandments says, do not lie, do not cheat, be good to your neighbors, we say we follow that Sharia given to Prophet Moses, peace be upon him. Now, what comes to your mind, honestly, right? Because we are here to discuss. What comes to your mind when you look into some news channel and they discuss the word Sharia? What images comes to your mind? Misunderstanding, but what kind of images? Yes. Honored killing, punishment system, correct? Stoning, things of that nature. But let me have this thought experiment with all of you, okay? Imagine there are Martians out there, right? People in Mars. And if they come down in Texas, in the downtown, and the spaceship touches down here, and they ask one of the Texans that, okay, tell me about the Texan Constitution. And if one of the Texans says, you know, the Constitution of Texas, they kill people by capital punishment, by lethal injection. Look at the question. The question is, tell me something about the Constitution. And if the person says that Texan Constitution has capital punishment by lethal injection, and then they leave. They will say to their fellow Martians that, you know, these humans, people in Texas, they kill other people. But are we doing justice to the Texan Constitution? We are not. Texan Constitution, US Constitution, right? Illinois Constitution, it has wonderful benefits for humanity, for the neighbors, for all, for disabled, for children. It has wonderful benefits. Only the punishment system of Texan constitution is like, maybe one paragraph in the whole constitution. In the same way, there is also punishment system in the Quran, in Islam. But the amazing thing is that the Quran has 6,000 passages in it. Okay, more than 6,000. The punishment passages in the Quran are less than 10 of them, less than 10. So if you write all of them down in one page, you will not even fill one page. So if you do the math of the 6,000 passages in the Quran, less than 0.02% they speak about punishment. But punishment, checks and balances, accountability is there in any system. You look at the Old Testament, there is punishment system. You look into our own, daily life, there are checks and balances, right? You have the security, you have police. When I travel on the plane, there is a TSA. Our country has an $800 billion budget, checks and balances, homeland security. So every country, every culture has to have checks and balances to deter the people so they don't commit the crimes. And if they do, there should be some punishment. So the punishment system in Islam should not define the Sharia, it should not define all of Islam. It is a negligible, necessary, deterrent, principle in Islam. Alright, so what is the rest of the Sharia speaks about? Okay, this is so important, this is so amazing. Sharia says in chapter 6 of the Quran, verse number 141, take care of the environment. Do not waste the resources, the water, the crops, the animals, the fruits, the vegetables. Do not waste it. It is part of the Sharia not to throw the food in the garbage. Eat whatever, makes you satisfied. Don't overeat. It's part of the Sharia. There was a billboard in Chicago. It was so disheartening, and the billboard says, 44% of the food that we purchase from grocery stores, we throw it in the garbage. According to Sharia, we should throw 0% of the food in the garbage. That's Sharia. The Sharia also says equality of all humans. In chapter 49, verse number 13, God is saying, Sharia is saying that, oh humanity, I means God has made all of us from one male and one female, Adam and Eve. And He made us into nations, peoples and tribes, that we get to know each other. Not that we may hate and despite and discriminate. God is saying He made us different so we get to know each other. And then God says that the best person amongst you is the person who is a God-fearing, well-mannered person. That is Sharia, to bring humanity together. Fighting racism, Sharia commands us to fight racism. Sharia commands us that we have to uplift our sisters, our female gender. They are equal to humans. They are created from the same essence. The Quran says that. Being good to neighbors is part of the Sharia. Muhammad, peace be upon him, he said, you are not a full Muslim if you eat your full and your neighbors are hungry. It is part of the Sharia to take care of the neighbors. It's part of the Sharia to take care of your parents, to take care of the children. It's part of the Sharia to have strong families. It is part of the Sharia to fight immoralities. It is part of the Sharia to fight for equality. Sharia is a beautiful guidance Allah has given. Just because some people misuse it, we blame those people, but not the concept of Sharia, right? But now here is the question. Some people may fear Sharia is coming to USA. Okay, that is the fear. And I say to them, do not fear, Sharia is not coming to the US. And the reason it is not coming to the US is because it is already here. Okay, when we are feeding you with nice delicious lunch, it is part of the Islamic faith to be good to our neighbors. Right now, as you eat your lunch, you are part of the practice of Sharia by Muslims. When I go out and give charity to the poor person, I am practicing Sharia. So what are some of the commonalities between the US Constitution and Sharia guidelines? If the US Constitution says that every human is equal, all the races are equal, that is part of the Sharia. Sharia says that, Constitution says that. There is a beautiful saying of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. During that time, before Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, Arab people, they used to think, we are superior, we are proud. There used to be some kind of a caste system. Colored people are discriminated. Then Muhammad, peace be upon him, by God's guidance, following the Sharia guidance, Muhammad, peace be upon him, he said, an Arab is no superior to a non-Arab. A non-Arab is no superior to an Arab. A white person is no superior to a black person. A black person is no superior to a white person. The best person in the eyes of God is a pious person. It is part of the Sharia to fight for equality of all the races. So if any person misusing the word Sharia, committing atrocities, we blame that person, but not the beautiful guidance Allah has given. Just like in the same way, if any Hindu is misusing their faith and killing some Muslims and minorities, we blame them, but not Hinduism. In the same way, if some people in Myanmar, some monks in Myanmar, Buddhists, if they are killing innocent people up there, we blame them, but not their religion. If some Jewish people are committing atrocities and genocide, we blame them, but not the faith of Judaism. And if some Muslims are committing atrocities, we blame them, but not the beautiful, kind, peaceful and just faith of Islam. So my dear fellow Americans, my dear brothers and sisters, that is the message of Islam, and I truly pray from the bottom of my heart, by coming and meeting with each other, the fear of the unknown will go away, and then we will realize there are so many commonalities that we have. So it is a commandment of God that working on the commonalities, that we by God's guidance, we can form better societies. Societies which are based upon morality, societies based upon justice, and the societies based upon unity, and the outcome would be nothing less than loving peace. May God guide us, may God bless us. Thanks a lot for coming. Thank you.